Would you say, or what would you say is the definition of a traditionalist? If someone asks what being a traditionalist means, it's often difficult to even say, because that would require unraveling the myriad of errors that are just so absolutely embedded in our culture today.
That's very true, and also tradition means different things to different people. So, for instance, in Catholic circles, traditionalist generally means someone who holds to the traditions of the Church prior to Vatican II. In a philosophical sense, a traditionalist or a perennialist holds that there is a pre-existing tradition in, with, and under all mankind's faiths that is a wisdom tradition going back to the early ages and so on and so on and so on, which I am definitely not.
Yeah.
Another kind of traditionalism is philosophical traditionalism, which holds that all learning is inherited from the past and that we can learn nothing new, and that really holds thought itself in some suspicion. That's another kind of traditionalism I wouldn't hold. So to answer your question, it's very difficult. You have to be specific about what kind of tradition it is you're trying to uphold. So if you just say, I'm a traditionalist, that could mean anything. I mean, does that mean you're upholding the dear old Dutch traditions, the Knickerbocker Dutch or the Hudson Valley? You're a member of the Holland Society and the St. Nicholas Society of New York and all that?
I think he's referring to the popular context of the word.
Well, even in the popular context, I mean, if someone comes up to you and says he's a traditionalist, if he means a Catholic traditionalist, how far is he going to take that? Is he going to keep Lent the way it was in the 18th century, or the way it was in 1950?
That's true.
Is he going to keep the fasting for midnight, or Pius XII's 3-hour fast, Paul VI's 1-hour fast?
Well, okay. I mean, see, you're getting more specific. So traditionalist has a
big.
big.
You said too general, then you said too specific.
No, I didn't say you were too general. I said you were identifying different contexts which people don't identify with that were apart from the popular context.
What is the popular context then?
The popular context, I would say, is the big umbrella where you abide by teachings pre-Vatican II, as well as whatever comes after.
So specifically Catholic?
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, a lot depends on a lot. I mean, you'll have some traditionalists, for instance, who reject Pius XII's new rite of Holy Week.
Okay.
When do we fix tradition? 1950? 1350?
Well, can't there be various branches of traditionalism?
Well, there are, because you've got people disagreeing, more traditional than now. There used to be, it's gone now, unfortunately, but there was a very funny satire site online called the Society of St. Pius I.
Okay.
They demanded the liturgy in Greek.
Wow.
As it was at the beginning, and they said, Latin is a corruption of, the Latin Mass is a corruption of the original Greek liturgy of the Western Rite. And in case you were wondering, we don't like the Greek Orthodox either, because they've strayed too far. The problem, I think, for a lot of people, is that tradition becomes a tribal name rather than something that you're trying to maintain for its own sake.
That's a good point.
It's, I'm a traditionalist, unlike you. Oh, you call yourself a traditionalist? I'll bet you don't even fast and abstain on Ember Days. While I was in Washington, I hope everyone was keeping the Ember Days. I know I would have been if I'd been home.
Okay.
You can say that, and you should keep the Ember Days, actually.
Yeah.
But making it, and this is a prime temptation to avoid, is making it a sort of litmus test, a kind of what our liberal friends would call virtue signaling.
Right.
I keep the Ember Days. Oh, and by the way, I keep the Rogation Days, too. To which my response is, really? And do you go in procession on the Rogation Days? Well, my chapel doesn't do that. So you don't go by yourself around the boundaries of the parish.
I know. Well,
A real traditionalist would keep purgation tied properly. And it's coming up.